Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm your host, Jeffrey. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. College basketball isn't over yet. The Final Four hasn't even happened yet. But we are back in the transfer portal carousel. I had a whole host of videos last season talking about the transfer portal with all of the major moves that happen with players going to different schools. And I'm going to do my best again this year to cover the madness that is the transfer portal. We've already had a lot of transfers today, including Bryce Hopkins going to St. John's. But probably the biggest headline announcement was North Carolina guard transfer Elliot Cadeau. He is committed to the Michigan Wolverines. I'm going to go over this edition for Michigan and whether I think it is very impactful for Michigan next season and Dusty May going into his second year as head coach, or whether I don't think that this transfer edition is going to be that great for the Wolverines. Now, like I said, college basketball isn't over yet. You still have the Final Four with Florida and Auburn and Houston and Duke left. But everybody who is not playing in the Final Four, their attention is already turned to the offseason. Players are entering the portal left and right. It is madness. I still think the portal needs to get cut back a little bit. There needs to be some more rules and restrictions to allow this to not be as crazy as it is. But while we have it like this, as long as it's like this, it's going to be crazy to cover for years to come, it seems. And Elliot Cadeau is one of the first big dominoes to fall in the transfer portal, and there's going to be a lot more where that came from. The former North Carolina guard, I hate to see him go from the Tar Heels, especially with R.J. Davis leaving UNC. Kind of felt like Elliot Cadeau might take the lead role next season as the point guard for UNC, but the last that is not in the cards, and he is going to Michigan. He averaged 9.4 points and 6.2 assists per game this past season, which are pretty solid numbers, especially the assist numbers. The points per game, you would kind of like to see that go up next season at Michigan, especially if he's going to have a major impactful role for the Wolverines next season. But even if he doesn't really improve on that points per game, those assist numbers are very solid. As you can see, Joe Tipton reposted it on 3, has reported on it that he has committed to Michigan, so it is finalized. Michigan's roster is already in flux like so many other programs in college basketball, so they need to be able to get some solid players to replace the guys they're losing. Losing Damari Burnett, a solid depth piece, that's tough. Center Vlad Golden is out of eligibility. Guys that could come back, LJ Kaysen, who's pretty solid. You got Sam Walters, Roddy Gale, Will Cheddar. We don't know if all these guys are going to be back. Some might even enter the portal as I speak. That happens so frequently where I'll make a video and guys will enter the portal and people will tell me that, hey, this guy's gone. He's not going to be on the roster next season. You can't even keep up with this stuff. Stuff is happening minute by minute. It is wild. Probably another big name might have also entered the portal and committed to another school as I'm making this video as well. It's unbelievable how fast this stuff is happening. But as is, Michigan has some solid players that should be returning for next season. They got a good recruiting class coming in, led by Trey McKinney. He should be a very impactful freshman for Michigan next season. Michigan, Mr. Basketball. But Danny Wolf's the big one. Will he go pro or will he come back? If he comes back, that is definitely going to help out Elliot Cadeau because he is one of the best players in the Big Ten this past season. But it does look like he should go to the draft because he is going to be a projected first-round pick, more than likely with the great season he had at Michigan after transferring from Yale. Do not really see him passing that up. You're not going to improve your draft stock by coming back another year. Don't see Danny Wolf returning, but you never know. But Elliot Cadeau, he's going to need guys to pass the ball to because that was the biggest thing that was really struggling at UNC. Maybe Elliot Cadeau saw that, hey, UNC's not looking so good right now. Hubert Davis isn't really good at bringing in bigs to Chapel Hill, so maybe I need to go to Michigan. But see, again, they're losing Vlad Golden, most likely losing Danny Wolf. But Dusty May did a masterclass of a job bringing in talent in his first season at Michigan after coming over from Florida Atlantic. He probably can do it again, more than likely, you would imagine. But again, looking at Elliot Cadeau, though, a 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. He's going to be a junior next season. 3 rebounds for a 6'1" guard. That's not too bad. The 6 assists you love. But 44.5% from the field, not the best field goal percentage. He only shot 33% from the three-point line and 67% from the free throw line. This is what worries me for Elliot Cadeau and for Michigan fans who are probably already hyping him up as to be a fantastic guard in the Big Ten next season, or at least a very solid guard, is because his shooting splits aren't the best. I know as a 6'1" guard, you can live with 45% from the field, but 67% from the line is an issue. You want a guard that is going to shoot 90% at the line. How many of these teams that are in the Final Four right now have guards that shoot 90% at the line, and at the end of a game, you give them the ball, they're going to get fouled, and they're going to knock down all their free throws. Free throws are so important in college basketball. And if Elliot Cadeau wants to be a great player in college basketball and maybe be an NBA player one day if he still has a shot to do that. He's got to improve on those free throw numbers. He did get better from three. As you can see, he only shot 19% from three as a freshman. So he did improve last year as a sophomore. So that is a good sign for the trajectory of Elliot Cadeau's career, but still 33% isn't the best. You do like the fact he averaged 1 steal per game, but 3 turnovers, though. Even though he had a lot of assists, he averaged a lot of turnovers. Did foul a healthy amount as well. So he's got a lot of things that he needs to improve on. I like Elliot Cadeau as a player, and I know that a lot of UNC fans are very conflicted on him. Me, personally, I like Elliot Cadeau a lot. I hate that he is leaving. I posted on Twitter a while back that I, sad to see him leave. But I understand why he's leaving. I get it. Michigan, they're in better shape right now than Carolina, the way that they're playing right now and the way that Dusty May has that program rolling. And I think that a transfer addition like Elliot Cadeau, some people might say it's a settle. I don't really look at it as a settle because I do think that Dusty May is nowhere close to being done, especially if he loses Danny Wolf. He's going to bring in more guys through the portal. Michigan's upping their NIL game. That's another underrated thing a lot of people are not talking about. Michigan has a lot more NIL, and they're including it in basketball too, not just football. That's why Dusty May is staying at Michigan, and he didn't go to Indiana or any other school because they gave him a massive extension. Elliot Cadeau is going to get a healthy amount of NIL, including the other players that might have coming back into their program next season. But for Michigan, this is just their first big transfer addition. And I think that only time will tell to see who else they bring in and wondering whether Michigan is going to be a great team or not next season. There's so many moving parts. So many teams don't even have any players. Indiana has no players right now. So the transfer portal is very new. It's just started to balloon with players entering the portal, and some guys are just now starting to commit. But Elliot Cadeau, the first big domino to fall, going to the Michigan Wolverines. And I think I would give this transfer addition a B for the Michigan Wolverines. I wouldn't say it's a great addition, but it's pretty solid overall, with the potential to be a lot better if they add other great players and if Elliot Cadeau can improve on those shooting splits next season as a Wolverine. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about Elliot Cadeau transferring to Michigan, whether you're surprised that he transferred from UNC to Michigan, and whether you think that he will improve with Dusty May in his junior season of college basketball. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I'll see you next time.